I've been playing a ton of Estella on stream, and that's causing a lot of people to come in and ask about my build, which is totally natural. That's awesome. I love when you guys do that, asking me about, you know, what relic ability should you upgrade first, and what artifacts should you run, and what weapons should you run. And that has caused a lot of people to really question why I favor the Furies 3 over something like the Gallows. And I have both. I have both leveled up. My Gallows is gear level 80, enhanced 10. It has a catalyst. My Furies actually has 2 catalysts unlocked, but same thing, gear level 80, enhanced 10. And I prefer the Furies. And I just want to run like a really quick test and show you guys why that is. So I have an infinite health shank here. I'm just going to do damage for 20 seconds just using these weapons, okay? Neither of them have perks that like debuff the enemy, at least not to like your abilities or anything. Like we are just looking at pure damage output between the Furies 3 and the Gallows. Now, one thing I will note, one caveat, is my build with the Gallows is a lower light. So with the Furies, I'm at 56.7 or 65.7, excuse me. I'm about 3,000 lower here. I was 65. I'm about 4,000 lower here when I have Gallows on. So that is quite a bit lower. I'm not really sure how that affects my damage, to be completely honest. But I just want to show you the raw damage numbers here regardless, and just keep in mind there's going to be a little bit of discrepancy because of like a 6% power difference or whatever. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot this guy for 20 seconds, just show you the raw damage numbers here. So we're just going to go here. The Furies by itself, really awesome because I have the second catalyst, which is pretty easy to get. That makes you shoot infinitely, or not really infinitely, but it reloads stuff into the magazine. And you can see here at 20 seconds, bam, about 465,000. 465,000. Let's go ahead and switch now to the Gallows. And I'm gonna run over here, make sure I have ammo. I'm gonna reset the boss's position. I'm gonna reset the timer here, 465,000. We're just gonna do this for 20 seconds once again. Just a raw damage test. Another thing to keep in mind, the Gallows uses ammo. You know, there is some ammo scarcity. You're gonna have to reload it more often. And that does mean you have to worry about the ammo economy as well. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll wait until that 20-second mark here, and bam. So it does do a little bit more damage, about 15 to 20,000 more damage, which is not insignificant. What it is, 5% once again. If we were on light, let's say it does 10% more damage. You know, just guessing. Once I don't really know how your power level affects enemy damage taken in the firing range. I don't. Maybe that information is somewhere. I don't know where it is. So generally, the Gallows is a little bit better than the Furies. But there's a dark horse here that people aren't really talking about, and that's going to be the Scorched Earth. Now, I've got a pretty good Scorched Earth. It's got exotic things, mods, but none of the exotic mods like actually buff. Like this would buff Annihilation, but I don't have that. I have Deadly Warrant. I have Clepsydra here, but this buffs ensured yield. So they're just there for the power yields. But yeah, I've got Deadly Warrant is an incredible perk. Clepsydra is an incredible perk. It is really important to know that these specific exotic mods that I have here are juicing my damage a ton. So weapon hit damage plus 15%. Weapon damage plus 15%. Damage bonus versus bosses plus 15%. So these are mods and bonuses that exotics aren't going to get, right? So that allows me to juice up my Scorched Earth a lot easier than the Gallows, because in order to get stuff like that on the Gallows, I have to roll another, you know, I have to get the catalyst, and I have to get the infusion cores and stuff like that. So I can just power up the Scorched Earth so much more easily. This thing is freaking goated. This thing is super, super, super goated. And I'm going to do the same test with this guy, okay? So I'm just going to run this back, 20 seconds. And I'm just going to hit as many crits as possible. Reload. You can see those perks are starting to kick in here. Bam, 20. So I had to reload twice, but it did more damage than the Gallows. It did about 40,000 more damage than the Gallows. And this isn't an exotic. So the real reason I'm always using the Furies is because if I need something that does the amount of DPS that the Furies, or that the Gallows does, I'm just going to use the Scorched Earth because it's insane. It's actually insane. And I probably don't even have the best perks for it. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is an incredible roll, but and if I buff things with the exotic mods, it would be even better, etc., etc. And then the Furies itself almost matches the damage of the Gallows. It's very close to matching it, and it's a primary. You don't have to worry about ammo economy at all, and you get the catalysts through like the season pass and like interacting with the black market system and stuff. Like, it's pretty easy to get an upgraded Furies. It has cool ornament. Well, it has all right ornaments, I guess. Like, not really that good, but it has all right ornaments. And like, this is just a better setup in terms of pumping out pure damage. Now, what I will say is, you notice I have a leveled up Gallows. I also have a leveled up Dell, 2 Sweet Ears. The reason I would use this is if I'm doing something like Chaos and I have a variety of shields I need to pay attention to. Estella is obviously solar, so if I'm using Scorched Earth and I'm using Furies, I'm all solar, and that very much limits my individual utility. But if I have my solar abilities, my Arc Pulse Rifle, and my Void Gallows, I'm doing a ton of damage, and I can cover a wider breadth of shields, which in this game is very important. So that's my reasoning for almost always using Furies, because Scorched Earth is insane, Furies is insane, and it's just easy. Like, this is just easy mode, and it allows me to do insane stuff like this, where I just pump out an insane amount of damage, where I can just absolutely annihilate. It builds your stacks for your summons so fast. Go ahead and reload, debuff, reload, cancel. I'm just gonna run, like, I wasn't planning on doing this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna run a standard 30-second damage phase here. I'm just doing, like, what is this damage, man? Estella, actually, like, my original review said she's not the best at DPS. And yeah, I think a perfect Gwyn can out damage her, but holy, Estella does some insane damage. And her ammo economy, because of something like Furies, is also really good. It really is just that survivability kind of holding her back, which is fixed with her constellation. So yeah, that was a little bit of a side rant there, but that's why I use Furies. I would get Furies and a really good Scorched Earth, and that's going to get you through most of the DPS-centric content in the game, no problem. So let me know if you have any opinions, and if you know how that 4,000 light difference between my Gallows build like actually affects my damage. If there's like a calculator or something for that, please let me know, because we have a pretty good idea in Destiny 2 how that affects stuff. There's scalars and stuff you can apply to your damage. Like, we don't know here. So I don't know here. So if there's a resource for that, please let me know. If not, I might be going to the statistics mine here soon. So, all right, everybody, make sure you subscribe if you found this useful. Let me know anything that you like, any critiques, any questions, anything like that down below. Hope you have a fantastic night. I love your faces, and I'll see you very soon. Have a good one.